The Dr. Yoogi Show! Oh! Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Yoogi. Thank you for joining us today. Now, as you all may know, there is a very large deficiency in spinach productions. And this is due to the fact that in Eastern Africa, a pack of wild monkeys have been breaking into the factories, and it's just been slowing down the production of spinach. We have on our show Mrs. Taylor, who is the leading expert on spinach development. Mrs. Taylor, tell us a little bit about your research.
We've been doing research for the last 2 years on spinach production in Africa especially, and during our research we've noticed that a lot of the spinach just disappears. It's been growing well, we cut it, we bring it into the factory, and then overnight it vanishes.
Now, is it true that 80% of the world's spinach is produced in Eastern Africa?
No, it's not, but we don't say much about it because it really helps us for people to believe that.
I see. Now, should American citizens be on a high level of alert due to the fact that spinach could now be extinct?
Well, we're not sure that it would go extinct, but it is going to be very hard to come by, and people should be on alert. And it might be a good time for them to start hoarding and putting it in their basements and their attics as much as they can. Just buy all you can, because we don't know how long this is going to last. We really believe that monkeys have been coming in and getting into our spinach supply.
Now, I believe if people all over the world started buying spinach all at one time, it could cause the stock market to have a very large increase and then decrease, which could be serious trouble. What do you think?
I don't think so. I think it would help the economy, especially our economy. And if you can help our economy, then that's just wonderful. And we believe that if you'll go ahead and buy up all the spinach you can, then the monkeys will probably stop getting into our supply.
All right, we're going to take a couple of calls. Our number, 1-800-Dr. Yoogi. Our first caller comes to us from Laurelville, Nebraska. Sarah, welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you for having me. I just wanted to make one comment on what seems to be happening here. I don't know if anyone else has noticed it, but I believe that this is just a gimmick that is being used to get people to buy more spinach. I kind of doubt that there really are any monkeys at all that's getting into the spinach. That's just my opinion.
You know, you may be onto something. Earlier on when she was talking about monkeys invading their factories, that's just hilarious. I don't believe that could happen. What do you think about monkeys?
Well, I know monkeys probably do invade factories, sometimes especially in Africa, but I don't believe it's happening at this one.
Me either. All right, our next caller comes to us from Detroit, Michigan. Michael, welcome to the program. What's your question for us?
I don't know a whole lot about the spinach problem, but I know I had monkeys getting my...
Well, thank you for that input. All right, when we come back, we're going to have the Dr. Yoogi Trivia Game Show.
Hey.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 the Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Yoogi, and we're back. When we left you, we were talking about a kind of a... Alright, for the next few minutes, we're going to talk about something very dramatic. And for our younger listeners, we ask that you don't listen. Last week, you may have heard of this, but last week, a couple of kids from the Bronx in New York, they decided to pull a little prank. And they broke into this old lady's house, and they took some butter, which they stole from her refrigerator, and they rubbed it all over the buttons of her phone. And they left. And the next day, that old lady, she woke up, and she had to make a phone call. because she had an appointment and she had to cancel it because she couldn't get there. Okay. So as she dialed the number, her finger went down to the number 6, which was the first number in the number, and when she touched the number 6, her finger just slipped off of it and she lost balance and she fell and hit her head on the corner of the coffee table. And her head just split open. You should have saw it. I was there. And the guts were just, it was just gruesome. And I myself didn't understand how guts came from her head, but this was a weird lady. You see, have you ever seen Hannibal? Oh wait, I need someone on my show to talk to and ask questions. Timmy. Yeah, Timmy is our show's producer. Timmy, can you come up here?
Okay. What do you want?
I just need someone to be talking to, because it's kind of hard to talk to my listeners, because they don't talk back.
All right.
Anyway, have you seen the show Hannibal? The movie Hannibal?
Sure.
Now, do you remember when they were eating that man's head, the brain in it?
Oh, yes.
Now that, I like that. Let's just forget what we're talking about. Let's talk about Hannibal. That was my favorite part in the movie. What was your favorite part?
I think my favorite part was when he had his mask on.
Those beats are the sound of the Dr. Yoogi Trivia Game Show. We're going to stop whatever we're talking about, and I've already forgotten, and we're going to start the Dr. Yoogi Trivia Game Show. Alright, let's get 3 callers in, and you're going to be our contestants. Our first contestant comes to us from Iowa. His name is Tom. Our second contestant is from North Carolina. His name is Bill. And our last and final contestant comes to us from Florida, and her name is Sean. Alright, let's get started. The first question is, let me think of a good one. Oh, I got one. When you're pouring sweet tea into a cup, do you usually pour it into a plastic or a glass cup? This is for contestant number 1.
Glass.
And the answer is Idaho potatoes. I'm sorry, you are out of the game. Alright, our second question is, when you look at yourself in the morning in the mirror, what do you see?
Me.
And the correct answer is you. Can we accept that, judges? Me, you. Yes, that's correct. We're going to accept it. Alright, we've got one winner so far. Let's see if our last contestant can get the final question. And if he does, we'll go to a sudden death tiebreaker. Alright, our final question is, before you sit down in the chair, do you usually check to see if there's something in the chair, or do you usually check to see if there is a chair?
I usually check to see if there's a chair before I sit down.
You know what? I think you won! Johnny, tell them what they've won. You've won an all-expense-paid trip to Eastern Florida. You and a guest will enjoy your trip as you cruise from Oklahoma to Florida on Disney Cruises. And now for the tiebreaker. Who will win this wonderful cruise to Florida? Okay, the first one to press number 5 on your touch-tone telephone will win the trip. I'm not going to ask a question, so the first one to press it. Beep. Contestant number 2, you have won 1 penny. Thank you for playing, and have a nice day. When we come back, we're going to take a couple of more calls, and then we're going to have a movie star. You may know of his future movies that released 5 years ago. We'll be back in a moment on the Dr. Yoogi Show. The Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Yoogi, and we're back. Alright, our number 1-800 Dr. Yoogi. Our third caller today comes to us from Nebraska. What's your question for us, sir?
Hey, what'd you cut me off for a while ago? I was fixing to tell you about my cornfield.
Alright, our fourth caller comes to us from Iowa. Very, very weird. 2 Iowa and 2 Nebraska. Alright, Timmy, welcome to the program.
Hey, did you know that I had monkeys getting into my cornfield and they destroyed all my corn and I had to charge twice as much?
Hey, you're not Timmy. You're Michael. Get him off the line. Alright, Our fourth caller comes to us from Eastern Africa. Welcome to the program, Taylor. Taylor, wait! We've already had Taylor from Eastern Africa. Get her off the line. We're going to stop taking calls because our phone director is not working too good. What? He's dead? I'm sorry, we have an emergency in the Dr. Yoogi set. Our phone director has apparently died. Let's take a brief moment of singing. Bada-whoop, 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 bada-whoop. I'm happy. Bada-whoop, bada-whoop, bada-whoop. I'm happy. Who said that? We're going to take another break. I'll be back in a moment. The Dr. Michael Yoogi Show. The Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Yoogi. Okay, our movie star is here with us. Jonathan Mall is here, and he's going to tell us about his future release this next summer. It'll be his first movie he's ever starred in, and we understand he's made 5 movies in the past. His new movie is called Raiders of the Pumpkinhead. Tell us a little bit about your movie, Mall.
Well, everyone will enjoy this movie. It appeals to all ages, especially people who love pumpkins.
May I ask you a question? Does it have anything to do with cornfields or monkeys?
No, it doesn't. I don't know why you asked.
And at any time during your life here, have you ever seen or touched a monkey?
No, I haven't.
Would you like to?
No, I wouldn't.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. We're going to have a clip of your movie before we go. Here it is. Boy, I'm going to have to see that movie. Sometimes I wish this was a TV show, so my listeners could be viewers. Raiders of the Pumpkinhead airs this summer on HBO. Alright, when we come back from the advertisement, we're going to have 5 people who have volunteered to let us do very weird things to them. Now, they're just thinking we're going to lay like some weird gooey thing on their face or make them run around naked. But what we're really going to do is blindfold them and line them up on the top of a very high building and push them off and count how long it takes for their bodies to hit the ground. And when they hit the ground, we're going to laugh till our heart's content. We'll be back in a moment on the Dr. Yoogi Show. Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Yoogi, and we're back. We're here with 5 volunteers from South Carolina. Now, as we all know, South Carolina has some of America's smartest people, and we've lined these 5 volunteers up on top of the 2nd World Trade Center. And what we're going to do, we're going to blindfold them. And can I get my assistant, Sergeant John, to do this for me? Thank you. While Sergeant John is lining up the volunteers and blindfolding them, we're going to have a brief moment of silence. Alright, that's as long as I can stand. Are we ready? Okay, let's go. Sergeant John, would you please push off the first volunteer? Thank you. And it may be very silent, but as you can see, we've also muzzled the volunteers. Now, our first volunteer is halfway down the tower. He should be hitting the ground in 3. Oop, he's already hit the ground. Did y'all hear that splat? Let's rewind that and play it in slow motion. Maybe you can hear it. Did you just speed that up? Didn't I say slow it down? You stupid technicians. Alright, well, we've already wasted our time for this segment of the show. Sergeant John, go ahead and push them all down. Alright, that was real fun. We'll be back in a moment on the Dr. Michael Yoogi Show. The Dr. Yoogi Show? Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Yoogi. Our next guest is the Dragon Slayer. You may know him from such movies and games as the Yankee Doodle Doo, and also the most popular of his series, Pill Bottles Don't Dance in the Summer. Alright, here he is, Dr. Draken. Dr. Draken?
Yeah.
Is it true you're a doctor?
No, not really.
So you might as well call you Mr. Draken?
Yeah.
Then why did you threaten me with a knife saying call you doctor?
Because what I do for
Okay, that's right. Okay. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, it's good to be here. You suckers, all of you.
Alright, now...
Get that camera out my face.
That's not a camera. This is a radio show. The second time. Alright.
You're funny.
Alright, tell us about your shows and how you slay dragons.
Well, on the show, I'm a dragon slayer. These dragons supposed to come and try to bring evil things to the world, but I'm the good guy on the show, you know, the main character.
Sergeant John.
Yeah.
Ask him a question about dragons. What are dragons like?
They're big, hairy, and mean.
Is that true? Are they really big, hairy, and mean, or are you just lying?
Yeah, they're mean. Just like you.
I didn't know they were hairy. Like your eyes.
Are you trying to be funny?
Alright, is it true that you brought a dragon with us to the show?
Yep.
Alright, could my sister please bring the dragon in?
Be
Dr.
careful.
Mr. John, Sergeant John, could you please bring in the dragon? Yes, sir! While he's bringing in the dragon, would you tell me a little bit more about your work?
Well, I write poetry and help the poor kids, and I made a little song with Britney Spears. And,
Oh, is that true?
yeah.
Alright, my assistant's here with the dragon. Okay, does the dragon talk? Oh, thank you, Sergeant John.
Yeah.
Welcome!
He can talk.
Alright, what do I do to make him talk? Ask him a question.
You call him by his name.
What's his name?
Dracula.
Mr. Dragon or just Dragon?
Dracula.
Dragoon?
Yes.
Do I talk rough or just...
You talk rough. He's a dragon.
Dragon! Can you talk?
I can talk.
Keep talking!
I'm gonna kill all you in my mouth.
Okay, Sergeant John, take him out, quickly. Quickly! Okay! Alright, we thank you all for tuning in to watch the show today. Before we go, we're going to leave you with a song called Mysterious. It's going to be a 3-song. 3 people are going to sing it. Alright, here goes.
Mysterious.
Mysterious. Mysterious. Mysterious. Thank you. Have a good day. The Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Sneeze Yugi. Welcome to our program. Now today on our show, like I always say, we're going to have a very special guest. Okay, our first guest today is from the beaches of California. He's been surfing pro for 3 years, I believe. His name is Jessica John. Jessica John, welcome to the program, sir. So, how long have you been surfing the waves? Now, you've been surfing pro for 3 years, but how long total have you been surfing the waves?
Gnarly 1 year.
Like 1 year?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty good. So you've been surfing pro for 3 years, but you've been surfing total for 1 year. Alright. So, now you're on our show because you saved somebody's life. Is this true?
Gnarly.
So it is?
Yes.
And, this person was a boy or girl?
Boy. Gnarly boy.
And how old was he? Let me get this straight, though. He was drowning, and you saved him from drowning because you were out there surfing? Now, can you explain to me exactly what happened? I mean, did you see him? Was he crying, or just what happened?
He's crying. Gnarly was crying.
Oh, and well, it's good you saved him. It's good you heard him. You must have good ears out there in the big ocean. Well, I thank you for being on our show. And is there anything you'd like to tell us about surfing?
Gnarly knows.
All right. Well, thank you for being on our show, man.
Gnarly.
All right. Talk to you later. All right. That was Jessica John. He's a pro surfer, and he saved a child's life. Can we give him a big round of applause? Woo!
Woo! Yeah!
Alright, now, next up on our show is the Blue Banana Group. They're kind of a pop, they had the pop single of 1992. Alright, the leader of the band is Mr. Johnson, and his folks like to call him Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson, welcome to the program.
Well, hello, Mike. It feels good to be here today.
We're glad to have you.
It feels good to be in America.
The best place there is to be.
Well, what do you want to talk about, Mike?
Well, I heard about your pop single of 1992. You sold 2 million hits?
Actually, 3.
3 million?
But go on.
How much money did you make off that one song?
Close to 20 million.
Do you think at the end of the show you can sing it to us?
Maybe so. I don't know, Mike.
What was the name of it, man?
The name of our group, Banana Stripe.
Oh, no.
Blue Banana.
I was talking about the name of your song, your hit single.
Paco Marine.
Oh, and you'll sing that to us at the end. I hope so, because our audience, they really want to hear it. All right, can you introduce us to the rest of your band?
Well, this is Billy Bob.
Hi there, hi there.
And this is Bob. And
Hi.
this is Louie. And
Hi there,
Hi.
And this is we call him Gene, huh?
Yeah, I'm Gina. I got problems. Yeah.
Well, we're here today, Mike, to promote our new song,
What's it called?
Waiting in the Sea.
Waiting in the Sea.
Yeah.
And you're hoping it's going to be a big hit?
We hope so.
Well,
It did good in Britain.
we hope it does good here, too. Thank you for being on our show. All right, when we come back, we're going to have a bunch of calls. Our number is 1-800-Dr. Yoogi. We'll be back in a moment. The Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Yoogi. Now, callers, our number 1-800-Dr. Yoogi. Our first caller today is Mitchell. Mitchell, welcome to the program.
Hey.
What's your question for us?
I'm calling to see, why do you have that, come on, that corny behind British group up there last week? It was pathetic. It's pathetic. I would never like it.
You said, why did we have that British group last week?
Yes.
I don't believe we had one last week.
Are you trying to be funny, Dr. Yugi?
No.
Because I watch that show every day.
What was the name of the group?
Blue Banana or something?
That was just last advertisement a few minutes ago.
Or whatever. Anyway, why do you have them up there? They're pathetic.
Well, they're kind of a low band and they want to get famous. They paid our show $14 to be on it and to help them get
I
popular.
kind of go back to bloody England.
Well, they're going to sing a song for us. You can call in at the end of the show and talk to them when they're here again. Thank you for being on the show.
But I want to finish talking.
Well, that'll be fine. Our next caller, Michonne. Welcome to the program, Michonne. What's your question or comment for us?
I'm calling here to see if the main song, the main singer of the group is single. Cause I'm not like.
Well, he's not here right now. They went to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be back at the end of the show, like I told the other fella.
Well, I'll call back then.
All right. Yeah. All right. Our next caller comes to us from Lawton, Michigan, and his name is Mill. Mill, welcome to the program.
Well, I was calling to say y'all doing a good job on these shows. We need to see some more young artists coming up in these days. Y'all. I'm just saying, I like y'all show. Y'all keep on doing what y'all doing.
All right. Well, I thank you for your comments. Keep tuned in, because it's going to get better and better every episode. All right. Our next caller comes to us from Detroit, Michigan. 2 Michigans. All right. His name is John Pierre. John Pierre, welcome to the program.
Hey, this is John Pierre calling from Detroit, and me and my wife, we just got a divorce a few months back, and now I've been talking to her sister, and I don't know if maybe we and her should get together or not, but my wife said it's okay, but every time we go out, she's worried. Can you give me an honest answer what I should do, Dr. Yugi?
All right. Your wife, she may say it's okay, but believe me this, she is definitely against it. She may just not want to be her sister because she doesn't want family tension. But I would say that'd be a bad choice because you don't want to hurt anyone. And getting married or doing anything, you don't want to do that. with someone else in the family. Even if you got a divorce, because there'll be jealousy all over in the family. I say, steer clear of that. Thank you for being on the show, though. Alright, our next caller is from Charlotte, North Carolina. Was it Billy?
Yeah, this is Billy.
Yeah, Billy, welcome to the program. What's your question for us?
I'm just calling to see if my wife, when she had her first child, she was glad about it, glad she's going to be a good mother. Ever since she got pregnant with this second one, she's been arguing, saying that she's not going to be a good mother. And I'm asking you, do you think she's diagnosed with post-depression?
Postpartum depression?
Yeah.
Well, that's not really a sign of postpartum depression. Now, if they're talking about killing their children, or maybe baking the children in the oven and having it with baked beans, but if she just thinks she's a bad mother, she probably is, and you should probably give the child up to a better family. Now, I know this pack of wolves, they look after their children, have you ever seen a pack of wolves look after a baby wolf?
Yeah,
They surround the baby. They surround the baby wolf and make sure nothing hurts it.
Look, I don't need your sense of humor.
Right.
I ask you a question.
Listen to me, sir. I'm serious about this. If your wife says she's not going to be a good mother, she probably isn't. They have a good tuition about this. If you can give me the baby's phone number, or give me your phone number, I'll call y'all, and when she has the baby, you give her to me, and I'll give her to the wolves.
You are so mine. Bye.
Alright, our number, 1-800-Dr. Yoogi. Alright, our next caller comes to us live from Wyoming. Alright, his name is Christy Mathewson. Welcome, Christy.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm alright.
So, I heard you have a family member who has a mental disorder, and you're left to look after her?
Yes, those are my sisters.
How do you feel about this? Do you think you should look after her, or do you think her...
Well,
her...
I feel alright. But sometimes, when she stops me from dating women and going out, it gets on my nerves.
Your mentally retarded sister don't let you go out on dates?
She scares them away when they come over.
She's a little bit wacky.
Yes, she's a little bit wacky.
I have the solution to your problem. Is it your sister?
Yes, my feet.
Get your mentally retarded sister and put her in one of those wooden chairs, the old-timey ones, like kitchen chairs, and get you some rope, like rope you would use for tying up things on a truck, and tie her onto that chair. And she may struggle, but you've got to bear with me. This is in her best interest. Alright, tie her in the chair. Tie her hands first. Believe me, tie her hands. She'll be scraping you and trying to hit you. Tie her hands and tie her feet. Tie her neck against it so she can't bob her head and hurt herself.
Dr. Yoogi, I don't think that's right.
You've got to bear with me. I'm not finished yet. Alright. After you finish tying her, make sure you soak her with kerosene and grape juice. Okay, you got that? Kerosene and grape juice. Soak her with her head. Do not question my medication. Alright, listen, sir.
That's a sanity.
This is how you help people. Listen carefully. After you soak her with the juices and the kerosene, take some foil, like you get regular kitchen foil, and wrap her fingers in the foil. Alright, she may be a little bit disturbed by what you've done to her, but it's in the best interest. Don't forget this.
You need help.
Alright, after that, soak her with calamine lotion and sprinkle pennies all over her. Make sure if any pennies fall off of her, pick them off the floor and stick her back onto the calamine lotion. This is good for the skin. Alright, make sure when she starts to grow whiskers, everything's fine. It's just a side effect. By now, her behavior will be settled, and she'll still be retarded, but she won't be able to talk. She'll be in such shock. So all you have to do now is when your dates come over, just tell them that she's having a problem and you're helping her. And she'll be fine. She'll sit there tied up in the chair for the rest of her life.
You know what, Doctor? I ready to kill myself and take advice from you. Bye.
Well, excuse me for your help. Alright, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to leave you with a hit song, Kinemaha, from the Blue Bananas. We'll be back in a moment on the Dr. Michael Yoogi Show. Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Yoogi. Alright, we're going to wrap up the song by the Blue Bananas. Hit it.
Mama, hospital,
Ella holla ha,
Mike,
Ella holla ha,
Mike,
Ollie holly ha, Ella holla ha.
hey, Mike,
Ready? Yeah. That's all the time we have for today. But remember, you can check us out on the World Wide Web at www.angelfire.com/weird2/DRYOOGI/HQ.html. That's all the time, so have a good day. Bye. Da-da-da. The Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Yoogi. Now, as you all know, 4 weeks ago we began an experiment with monkeys, light bulbs, and 2 humans. We're checking back up with these people to find out how they're living with these light bulbs and monkeys. Alright, here's Mrs. Jaw. Mrs. Jaw, what's life like living in a greenhouse with a bunch of monkeys and only 1 light bulb?
It's a little bit scary. There's not a lot of light going on, but there's a lot of monkey business going on.
Is it fun?
No, because you can't see where the monkey poop is, so you end up stepping in it.
So it's kind of risky.
It's risky business.
Now, let's talk to Dr. Maki. He's also in the greenhouse with Mrs. Law. Dr. Maki, what's it like being in a monkey house with a bunch of light bulbs?
I don't know.
Is it confusing?
Yes, very confusing.
Could you give us your statement on the world's philosophy on monkeys?
No.
Please?
Well,
so if 75% of the world's monkeys were eliminated, would this cause a deficiency in light bulbs?
no.
Let me ask Mrs. Law, would it?
Actually, it would.
What would be the
I disagree with your statement.
outcome of this?
Well, since it takes a lot of monkeys to change light bulbs.
How many exactly?
14.
14?
Yes.
Is there a reason behind this, or just an estimate?
It's an estimate. It's a scientific
I
estimate.
thought so. So, well, I'd just like to thank you for being on our show. And when we come back, we're going to have the world's leading philosopher on government clock conspiracies. We'll be back in a moment on Dr. Michael C. Yoogi Show. Do 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 do. The Dr. Yoogi Show. Oh, the Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Yoogi, and we're back. Now with us today is Dr. Rito. Dr. Rito, tell us a little bit about the secrets behind the scandals of the conspiracy of the digital clocks.
Surprisingly enough, it all goes back to Michael Jordan. You see, he has a very large ownership in the Rayovac company. The battery company, that is. And the government has gotten in on this because they want to make all clocks digital, therefore causing everyone to have to use a battery for their digital clock.
So the government is the only one at blame?
And Michael Jordan, he's trying to become president of America.
Do you think he will succeed?
It is highly likely.
Now, you're opposing this, correct?
I certainly am.
Do you have any plans on what to do to...
Right now, I'm trying to get together a group of people to actually go up and blow up battery factories.
That's what you were talking about earlier about freedom fighters.
Yes.
Now, is it true they're going to be a bunch of raccoons?
Yes, they would be the ones who go in at night undercover.
Now, is it really raccoons or people dressed as raccoons?
Oh, we can't divulge that information.
Well, I thank you for the information you could give us, but I know this is kind of touchy topic, but may I ask you this? These supposedly raccoons, either human or real raccoons, they are highly trained, correct? These aren't just a bunch of nuts going in trying to do a job.
They are highly trained.
Now, what would you have to do to join this program?
Fill out an application.
Where could you get this application?
Down at the Tasty Freeze.
Is that the only place?
That's the only place.
Alright. Our number 1-800-Dr. Yoogi. If you'd like more information on joining the Freedom Fighters program, please contact us. Your number again is 1-800-Dr. Yoogi. Now we have on our show today the world's most famous gambler. His name is anonymous, but we'd like to call him Mr. Pickle. Mr. Pickle, tell us a little bit about your winnings. Have you ever won more than $1 million in one day?
Let's see. I don't know.
Do you remember winning a lot of money sometime in your life?
Yes.
Now, what did you do with all that money?
Spend it all?
Did you spend it on light bulbs?
Well, no.
May I ask you one more question before you give us a little bit of your information? When you were gambling, did you ever give any of the money to the poor?
No.
Now, do you have anything you'd like to tell us?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Well, all right. Well, I thank you, Mr. Pickle, for being on our show. Now, before we leave you, could you give us one hint on how to win a game every time you play?
You cheat, you cheat, you cheat, you cheat, you cheat, and you cheat.
So it's kind of like real estate. Location, location, location. The only way to win is to cheat, cheat the cheat. Well, I thank you, Dr. Pickle. Or was it Mr. Pickle? Were you a doctor?
No, I'm a mister.
Well, can I call you doctor just for the purposes
Yes.
of letting people think we have big people on our show?
Yeah.
Thank you. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have the world's hairiest snake charmer. All right. We'll be back in a moment on the Dr. Michael C. Yoogi Show. Do 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 the Dr. Yoogi Show. Oh, the Dr. Yoogi Show. All right, I'm Dr. Michael Yoogi. Welcome back to the program. All right, here with us is the world's hairiest snake charmer. She is one of the only women in this field. Now, she has been very, very embarrassed throughout her life because of how hairy she is. But she's going to tell us a little bit about what it's like to be the world's only woman snake charmer, and also to be so hairy. Now, Miss, what may I call you, Miss?
Ali.
Lee?
Ali.
Ali. Now, Miss Ali, it's kind of awkward being hairy, isn't it?
Oh, just a bit. Just a bit.
Now, could you tell me, are you standing on your hands right now? Because that really looks like your face.
Actually, I am levitating.
Oh, you can't tell because the hair's all on the ground.
Yes. I can explain the hairy problem. You see, as a snake charmer, I, at some occasions, become bitten by the asp, and the antidote they give me causes great hairy growth upon my very, very small body.
Have you ever tried cutting the hair off?
When I attempt to use the scissor mechanism, it actually causes even more growth.
Have you seen a doctor about this?
Yes, but the antidote to cure this would actually cause me to become more hairy, so...
Alright, well, that may be with the doctors over in Egypt, where you come from. But here in England, we have a doctor on our show, and he's going to tell you what you can do.
Oh, wonderful. I would love it.
Growth.
I would love it. Thank you.
But before he comes, could you please tell us, how do you charm a snake?
You buy it very, very expensive perfume. It is a very hidden secret. Oops, I'm sorry. I was not to tell. I am sorry. Please, the Wrath of Ali Baba. No, no. Alright, here with us is Dr. Luvan. Dr. Luvan, tell us where you're from.
I'm from a country very far away. It's called Toronto. Toronto is near Canada. And I'm a Toronto resident. But we're not wanting to talk about my residential habits. Let me tell you a little bit about how to heal a hairy Harry. Okay, Mrs. Ali?
Yes, that is me. I am still here.
I have the perfect medication for your problem.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Alright, listen very carefully. When you take a bath, be sure not to shampoo your hair. Instead, when you go to a bathroom, do not freshen up. You must make smells. Very, very, very strong smells. Now be sure while
But excuse me,
Excuse me, do not question my medication.
Sir,
Excuse me, ma'am.
I often do make smells in the bathroom, and it has not improved my situation.
You are not understanding me. Listen very, very carefully. I said, well, I have not said yet because I was rudely interrupted by the police still in the world.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
right.
sorry.
During making these horrible, hard smells, you must remember, when you see a bird outside, be sure to steal its eggs.
And I am
shut up!
But
Shut
I am
up!
sorry, sir.
Shut up!
I am
Shut
sorry,
up.
sir.
Shut up!
I am
Shut
sorry.
up.
But
Shut
when
up.
I am in the bathroom making smells, I do not open the window. I do not want people to see inside during the smelly situation.
You must accomplish your mission before going to the bathroom.
Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
Or should I say accumulate 2 golden eggs and smooshulate these eggs into your shoulders. After
I'm sorry, I do not understand.
Shut up! After you smoosh the golden eggs.
I don't understand this smooshulate.
After you smooshulate the eggs.
Oh, I am sorry. I know, understand.
Dr. Yugi, could you please interpret the word smooshulate to my patient? Sure, doctor. Mrs. Ali?
Yes, I am sorry to interrupt all the time.
That's all right. We have plenty of time on our show. All right. When he says smooshulate, he means to mash. Correct? Correct, doctor? Correcto.
Oh, I am so sorry. I understand.
May I continue, please?
Please
Okay,
continue.
now do not interrupt me again, or I'll be forced to insert...
Not the Wrath of Ali Baba.
Shut up.
Please,
Shut
not
up.
the Wrath.
I will be forced to insert tubes up into your nostrils.
I am sorry.
Shut up. Alright, after smooshing the eggs into your shoulders will begin to evolve into a form that is very hairy. And all the hair will concentrate into your shoulders. Do not interrupt. All the hair will concentrate into your shoulders. All you have to do is wear a shirt. And after wearing the shirt, all the hair will be behind you. All your worries have left you. Just remember, when freshening up, make smells. Thank you, Dr. Yugi, for letting me be on your beautiful, beautiful show. Anytime, Doctor. And thank you, Lee, for being on the show. Alright, we're going to take one more break before we leave you today. We'll be back in a moment. The Dr. Yugi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Yugi. Alright, we have gone far and near to contact Mr. Snook. You may know him. He is the military leader of the population of over 2 quadrillion ants. Alright, these ants, his squadron of ants live in our carpet. That's where most of his family lives. Alright, Mr. Snook, tell us a little bit about what it's like to live in carpet and what it's like to be around such huge humans. Mr. Snook, welcome to the program.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine.
Well, that's wonderful.
Now, while you're in the carpet, have you ever been stepped on?
Yes, actually, I've had many legs broken many times.
do these legs grow back?
Usually they grow right on back. They do.
All right, Mr. Snook, you're the military leader of the population of ants. Bearing this responsibility, does it bring any grief to your family?
Sometimes my wife is on to me for staying out, with the ants all the time.
Now, your wife's the queen ant, correct?
That would be her, yes. Mm-hmm.
Why are you not called the king ant, but instead...
Well, see, I married into the royal family, so I'm not the real king.
But you are experienced with military.
Oh, I'm greatly experienced.
All right. I thank you, Mr. Snook, for
letting us
in this information. Mr. Snook, before we leave you today, could you just give us a little taste of what it's like to be an ant?
Oh my! I couldn't. It tastes quite a bit like dirt.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm sorry. Is that not what you meant? I'm sorry. I'm not the smartest ant on the pile, so I'm sorry.
You could have fooled me. Well, thank you, Mr. Snook.
Sure. Anytime.
Thank you, Mr. Snook.
Anytime, I said. I will be glad.
For being on our show today, Mr. Snook.
Surely.
All right.
Sergeant John, will you please escort Mr. Snook from the premises?
Yes.
All right. When we come back, we're going to have Mr. Overanxious on our show, and he's going to tell us exactly what the children's parental guidance rating system is like. We'll be back on the Dr. Yoogi Show. Dr. Yoogi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Yoogi. Thank you for joining us today on the Dr. Yoogi Show. Alright, as I told you before, Mr. Overanxious is here today, and he's the producer for ABC, NBC, and Fox. He's going to tell us about the rating systems that have been invented to protect children from viewing absurd things. Alright, Mr. Overanxious, excuse me. Mr. Overanxious, can you give us a few minutes of your time before we interview you? I'd just like to ask you a question. Would you rather win the Nobel Prize for Physics or be the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion? Now don't answer this, just think in your mind. Here's one more. Would you rather have toast with Napoleon or shake hands with Trent Tucker? Now don't answer that one either. Now, Mr. Overanxious, do you think TVs should interact with the rating system company? And if so, do you believe in rating systems?
I think you should, but for the kiddie shows, no, because they all talk about education and stuff.
Well, I'm kind of with you on that topic. Alright, now, we're going to have a little kids program on our show right now. It's going to be called Mr. Snuggly. Alright, Mr. Snuggly is going to be the star of this, and he's going to be telling jokes. Mr. Snuggly is a stand-up comedian. Alright, Mr. Snuggly, welcome to the program.
Hi, I'm Mr. Snuggly, and if you don't mind, Dr. Yoogi, I'll handle the show from here on.
Alright, go ahead.
Alright, folks, I'm Mr. Snuggly, and my first joke today is gonna be a mystery. Alright, here I go. Hey, folks, you know when you're walking down the street, and this man walks up to you and he asks you for money? He's not a beggar. He's a beggar stigger. That was funny, wasn't it? Alright, see, get it? Beggar stigger? He's staring at you. No, he's begging at you. Alright. This one day, my mama told me, go pick up some groceries from the store. And I told her, I'll go pick them up if I can pick them right down. I'm so funny. Alright. Oh, let me tell you, I get most of my jokes from Jerry Seinfeld. He's the funniest man in the world. Alright, here's a really funny joke. Two clowns walk into a bar. One asks for a Bloody Mary,
and the other asked for a Mary Bloody. And the bartender says, what's a Mary Bloody? And the clown says, a Mary Bloody is the same as a Bloody Mary. It's just spelled different. And the bartender said, well, then why didn't you just say, give me 2 Bloody Marys, you bloody clowns? And the clown said, well, let me tell you this. I'm not just a bloody clown. I'm a clown bloody. All right. Okay. Oh, I gotta go in. Dr. Yugi, can I tell this one too? Yeah, go ahead. Why not? All right. Listen up. All right. There's these 3 guys on death row. And the first guy, he walks in and they sit down on the chair, electrocute him, and the guard says, you have any last words? and the guy who's going to be killed, he says, nope. And so they pull the switch and nothing happens. Oh, this is so funny. Oh. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, the guy, nothing happens and he leaves. The other guy walks in, nothing happens to him. He says, nope, nothing happens. The next guy walks in. This is funny. And the guy said, have the last words? And the man said, yeah, got to plug it in. Get it? Guess what? How do you make time fly? Throw it out the window. I want to listen to some hot music, and I put the radio in the stove. Alright, how many bozos does it take to change a light bulb? I don't know. Takes 2. 1 to hold a ladder, and 1 to turn. Wait. I'm sorry, it takes 3. 1 to hold the light bulb and 2 to turn the ladder. Well, thank you, Dr. Yugi, for letting me be on your show. Oh, real funny. Thank you once again. You're welcome, Mr. Snuggly. Alright, when we come back, we're going to have a very, very, very special guest. You may know him from a movie called Terminator. About halfway through the movie, there's this guy that was shot by the Terminator, and he fell down dead. Well, here's that dead guy. He only played about 3 seconds of the movie, but you all know him, don't you? Alright, we'll be back in a moment. Dr. Yugi Show. Dr. Yugi, welcome to the program. Alright. Mister, thank you for being here. Now, you're dead, and you won't be able to talk to us, but we have a couple of questions and a couple of callers that may want to talk to you. Alright, now, it's true you made a movie. You only started 3 seconds of it, but it was very famous. It was called Terminator. I'm sure you're happy to be part of this movie. Now, you may be dead, and to get you on our show, we had to go get someone to dig you up. But we're just glad that you could be on our show. It's good that dead people can be a part of life. Alright, we have a caller. First caller comes to us from Detroit, Michigan. Alright. Bill, welcome to the program. What's your question? Yeah. Mr. Dead Person, is Terminator the only movie you played in? Mr. Dead Person, did you hear the question? Alright. Okay. How many years? 1 year? Alright, Mr. Dead Person, I think he's been on the playing in movies for 1 year. That wasn't my question. I asked, how many movies has he played in? Oh, well, one movie. Oh, 1 movie, you say? Alright, well, this is getting a little bit out of hand. Thank you, Mr. Dead Person, for being on our show. And be sure to cut your hair because it's growing a little bit too much up there on the face. Alright, that's all the time we have today. Just remember, no monkeys were harmed during the recording of this show. We're going to leave you with puppies barking. Ruff, 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 ruff. Dun dun dun. Do 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 do. Dr. Yugi Show. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael C. Yugi. Today we're going to take a couple of calls for our first segment, And in the second segment of our show, we're going to have a guest on our show, and he's going to tell us exactly why all doorstops are made of pink rubber. Alright, our first caller today comes to us from Augustine, New York. Philip, welcome to the program. What's your question for us, sir?
What does Dr. Yoogi mean?
Well, actually, my name is Dr. Yoogi, and to call or even suggest that my name is Dr. Yoogi, that is a very rude comment. I will not accept that on my show. Sergeant John, will you please search and destroy Philip for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Our next caller comes to us from Detroit, Michigan. Marie, welcome to the program.
Hi. Yesterday, I was experiencing very many difficulties in my new car. Many people say that it's because of the stereos, but I really don't believe them. Can you tell me what's wrong with my car?
Well, Marie, have you ever checked your air conditioning unit? I understand that many mice crawl up in an air conditioning unit and rot, and that can really mess up your car.
No, I've never checked that out. I'll try that, Dr. Yoogi. Thanks for having me. See you later.
Bye. Alright, our next caller comes to us from Nashville, Tennessee. And this is Elvis. Elvis, actually I have a question for you. What's your last name?
Well, Leslie, that is, Leslie. Your last name's Leslie? Are you sure it's not Presley? I'm absolutely sure. My name's Elvis Leslie. Okay, well, now that we cleared that up, what's your question for us, Elvis Leslie? Well, you see, man, the other day, these people walking down the street, and they say, hey, Elvis, are you in or are you out the house? And I said, are you making fun of my house? And they said, that's funny. And I was like, are you laughing at me? And there was just this totally brawl, and we were all fighting. And I was just wondering, is that decent for someone to make fun of their house and then get in a fight with them over it? I don't know if I did the right thing by fighting. You think that's right? Because I am definitely not in the house. Alright, you lost me back at, well, you lost me before you even began. But I'm just gonna go with the word yes. Is that relevant? Yeah, man, that's great. Thanks for your help. Sure.
Our next caller comes to us from Los Angeles, Minnesota. Stephen, welcome to the program.
Hi. I've been having problems with my son. He doesn't like me. He says that I'm always embarrassing him. I don't see what in the world I do to embarrass him. What do you think it is, Dr. Yoogi?
Well, I think the way you talk may embarrass him, especially around his peers. Just try to talk normal. I know you have a mental problem.
Excuse me? I don't have a mental problem.
Yeah. And I'm Barbara Walters, but
anyway, I feel so stupid.
Shut. Okay, that's enough. Our next caller comes to us from Alabama. Suzanne Summers, welcome to the program. Are you famous? Because your name, it rings a bell somehow or another. I'm not sure where I know you from.
No, I'm not famous.
Excuse me? Are you a man?
What does it look like? Of course I'm a man. What do you think? You think I was a man? Huh? Do you?
Excuse me? I lost you. But anyway, what's your question for us?
Oh, do you think I have a question? You think all of us callers are just dumb and have to ask questions? Well, actually I do have a question for you. What's Dr. Yoogi mean?
Oh, for the second time, my name is not Dr. Yoogi. It's pronounced Dr. Yoogi.
Please, do not insult me like that. That's just inconsiderate. That's funny. Okay, whatever. Okay, we're going to take one more caller, and when we come back, we're going to have Dr. Floyd, and he's going to tell us exactly why pink rubber door stops are always used when keeping the door from hitting a wall. Alright, our last caller comes to us from Nevada. Son, welcome to the program.
Hi. I'm Son, and I just love your show. I think everything you do is just so extraordinary. Is there any way in this world I could get your email address?
There is one way. You could either ask very nicely, or hold me at gunpoint. My email address is 786yoogishow@AOL.com. Please get the gun away from my head.
I'm sorry. Thank you for the email address. And you have just an unbelievable, fantastic, extraordinary, perfect day.
I'll try. Alright, we'll be back in a moment on the Dr. Michael Yoogi Show. The Dr. Yoogi Show. We're back. I'm Dr. Yoogi. Alright, Dr. Florida is going to explain to us exactly why doorstops are pink and rubbers. Go ahead. Doorstops are pink and rubbers because that's the way I like them. And that's all there is to it. Now stop bugging me. Alright, I was hoping we'd have a little bit more detailed conversation, but if that's all the information you have for us, fine. Join us next time when we have fun skinning pink rabbits.